Welcome back to Because We Got High with Rhea, Kelly, and Bree. We are now on episode G. That rhymed. I love that. This episode is presented to you by OCB Rolling Papers. You guys know that OCB Rolling Papers are the best in all of the land. I don't smoke anything but OCB Rolling Papers. They're from Champagne, France. Even our guy Mark Murphy knew about those OCB Rolling Papers the other night.
Wow, I forgot about that conversation.
No.
Yeah.
Mark Murphy, celebrity chef. He said he heard about the OCB Rolling Papers through us.
Yeah.
So you guys, you got that bamboo, you got the organic hemp. You can shop OCB Rolling Papers at ocbusa.com/high, and you will get yourself a deal, a couple booklets, a tray for way less money than you would usually spend. So go to ocbusa.com/high and make sure you are smoking what we are smoking. Guys, this is the G episode.
Ooh,
and we're talking gossip.
Let's gossip.
People love gossip. We love gossip. Everybody
Can't live without
fucking loves gossip.
Gossip's my favorite thing.
And you know what the worst people on earth are? You know who the worst people on earth are?
Who?
The people who say, oh, gossip is the lowest form of conversation.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
please.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, like, get over yourself.
What are we gonna talk about? School
over yourself.
and lectures and
I
shit?
think the people who say that gossip is the lowest form of communication are the people who have no social skills or charisma whatsoever. Like, it's like, you want to have a really serious conversation. Every conversation you've ever had
and
has to
gossip
be as
isn't
serious
always
as
negative
possible.
either.
No.
It's just talking about people.
Sometimes
Exactly.
you were, and not
Famous or
even
not.
in a bad way.
No.
Like sometimes something happens and you just talk about what happened, but it's not necessarily like you're like, oh, that person fucking sucks. I hate them. You're just talking about like, whoa, that happened, and we got to
It's not
discuss
like talking
it.
shit. Gossiping is like you're just chitter chattering.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like talking about what people are doing.
Rumors.
Yeah,
I completely agree. Do you feel that those people who don't want to gossip or don't want to talk about gossip, do they talk shit, do you think? Like, do they think it's talking shit, so they like don't even talk shit, so they're just boring?
You know what I think the people who don't like, who are like, oh no, we can't talk about this, are the people that are hiding stuff. So they're like, no, guys, let's not talk about them because
they don't want to be
want
talked
people to
about.
talk about them.
I think that is true. I feel like
a good
people,
theory.
everybody's always hiding something. I also think too, though, it's interesting when you think about gossip and how you talk about people to your friends. Do you guys think it's gossiping if you are retelling your friend's own story? Like say you call me up and you tell me like a story, something that happened to you, and I call up my friend who like doesn't really know you, but I'm like, oh my god, she would love this story, I'm gonna gossip about it and tell her. Would you feel mad if I'm like retelling the story to like someone who doesn't even know you? And it's not like I'm not talking shit, I'm just relaying, can you believe this story?
No, I wouldn't care.
I wouldn't
because
either.
If I'm telling an entertaining story to somebody, unless it's like I tell you something and I'm like, this is a major secret, please don't tell
anyone.
anybody,
Yeah.
then whatever, then don't tell anybody. But if you tell your friend that doesn't know people, then also like
doesn't know me,
that's nobody. If I tell you an entertaining story, I have no problem with you telling the other person an entertaining story if I don't say don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Because if it's a good story, it's a good story.
You want your stories to travel too, you know?
Yeah.
That's what makes
Far
stories
and
magical.
near.
Yeah. It's like, but then it turns into telephone a little bit where they always
for
switch
sure.
up and then it's not really the real story, but it's like honestly usually a better version of the story because it gets crazier as it goes on.
That's
true.
where the problems come in with gossip.
Yes, it
That
is.
is the big
Is
problem.
the game of telephone where you really just never know. You have to, whenever you hear a story, you got to be like, all right, that's probably like 75% right, and the other part could be up in the air. There could be different things mixed in there.
Yeah. I also think it's really important when relaying gossip to understand tone, because if your tone is not like, say you're like, I come to you, I'm like, oh my God, can you believe? Like, let me tell you this salacious story. It's
Yeah.
insane. And if I'm starting talking about it and I'm almost in the tone of like, and then she said this, and can you believe she did this? That sounds a little judgmental. And maybe I am being judgmental, but maybe the story isn't necessarily a judgmental story. Like maybe I should have been like, and then this happened. Can you believe it? Like, it's just the cadence in your voice, I feel, changes the story itself and how people accept it.
Right, because if you tell somebody in a funny way, you're like, listen to this.
Yes.
And the other person will laugh and be like, that's so funny. But if you're like, listen to this, the other person's like, oh, shit.
have-
Yeah, like
Sit
what
down.
a scandal.
I
wait to
feel
tell
like there's
this.
nothing really that I would judge anybody for at this point going forward. Like, I feel like maybe things are shocking and you're like, whoa, I can't believe that happened. You're like, oh, but never am I going to be like, I'm never speaking to that person ever again.
I think I feel the
Unless
same.
unless they like really hurt me.
Unless it's nuts. Yeah, if they hurt me personally, or if they hurt like a friend of mine personally, I'd be like, fuck off. I also think that like sometimes if I'll hear gossip or about someone, and I'll kind of think to myself like, oh, does that change my perception of them? Like maybe I don't think they're like as good of a person as I did before, but then I have to think like, who am I am I judging based on like my own standards?
Yeah.
Like would I do that same shit and hope to be accepted. And I'm judging this person the way that it is? Because you have to always remember, like, you do shitty things too. You know?
Exactly. How about if wait, I lost what I was gonna. I forgot the fucking question I was gonna ask. Wait, let me reboot for a second. What the fuck?
Damn. What was it about? Gossip?
Gossip.
Was it about gossip?
Shit.
While you think of it, do you want me to interrupt?
Fuck. Yeah, I guess I don't have the question anymore. It was a good question too.
I heard a piece of gossip the other day. I won't tell you
Oh,
who
oh
it's
wait.
about.
Now
that's what you're about to say? Okay,
Yeah,
okay, you say it.
Wait.
I have a piece
and
of
you could say, okay.
Okay. You go with your gossip
I'll
first.
go with my question first.
Yeah.
Unless you were okay. My question is, I remember my question. If you hear a piece of gossip about your friend, do you go and tell them?
Yeah, I always tell my friend.
I would tell them.
I feel like
If
you
I
have
hear,
to tell
yeah.
your friend.
If
Yeah.
I hear about
And you're
it,
an
you have
awful
to.
friend if you don't.
Yeah. You got to be like, yo, so and so said this about you.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's
not
true
even
or
if
not.
it's even
or
if
if
it's
you
not
know
crazy.
it's yeah,
It's just like,
if-
hey, they're saying this about
yeah.
you.
Or
Yeah.
if you know it's true and you're like, hey, so and so saying this.
We got to do something about it. We got to
Yeah.
burn this fire out. We got to put it out.
I think that's completely true. It's like you always have to, especially if they're your good friends, you have to be like, even if it's not true, even if you don't really know what's going on, even if it might hurt their feelings to know that people are talking about them, you have to be like, hey, maybe this doesn't bother you, but people are saying it, and like you did never say it, so I'm just trying to make sure like what's going on.
The note. It's the note.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it is the note. It really
Love
is the note.
You too.
Yeah, you too. Okay, so I heard a piece of gossip the other day. I'm not going to tell you who it was about. We may or may not know these people. I'm just going to tell you it, and I want to know what you think about it, because my reaction to
Okay,
it
is it about-
my reaction to it was immediately like shitty, and then I was kind of like, oh, maybe I'm being like judgmental, but then I think I'm come back around on like I'm still being judgmental about it.
Okay.
All right. So I know this girl and I know this guy, and they don't really know each other that well, or they didn't. They sort of like did a few things together, maybe in a friendship circle, maybe in a work circle, like who knows. The girl DM'd the guy saying, hey, I'm in town for a few days. Do you want to hook up? They had never like hooked up before, gone out before, or anything. And he was like, yeah, okay, like fine. And they ended up hooking up. And now like people know about it a little bit, not because she said anything about it. I think he told people.
But what's the
And
bad part?
so do you think it's weird?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about this girl who's like maybe has a reputation a little bit, and she's just like DMing guys that she kind of knows, being like, hey, I'm in town for a couple of days, want to hook up?
I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Did she know the guy?
Yeah. Is there a
She knows
background?
him. She knows him like loosely.
she, like-
they're not like friends. They don't talk often.
Is she friends with someone he knows or something?
Yeah, they run in a similar circle.
But what's wrong with that?
That's I'm asking, is something wrong with it? I heard that story and was like, I also know who this is, and I'll tell you later. And so I think that had something to do with it. But I thought to myself,
Do they have significant others? Are
No,
they
they don't.
cheating?
No, they don't.
So two single people
Two single
in the
people
DMs.
in the DMs.
I think this is perfectly normal.
The girl reached out
It's
first
just
out of nowhere.
straightforward.
They're not like friends.
Okay.
Like they don't like hang out. They don't speak ever. She just randomly decided, hey, blah blah blah, DM him in the city for a couple of days. Let's hook up, and they hooked up.
It's very bold.
Very bold.
I wonder if she meant like hook up or like let's hook up and get. Like,
No,
hook
she
up
meant
and
like
meet
let's
up.
fuck. I think she
Oh,
might have written
wow.
like let's fuck.
I
And
mean,
it wasn't like a
okay.
drunk text. Or
It's
anything.
very
It was like a-
straightforward.
It's very straight.
Very
I kind of applaud her. I wouldn't
Getting
be able
straight
to
to
do
the point.
that.
Neither
I
would
couldn't do that, but I would definitely gossip about that if I heard it. Yeah.
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 I'd
So
be like,
I
oh,
heard
so
it.
and so just DM'd let's fuck.
I heard it in the way, being
Well, I
like,
wanna
oh my
know
god,
who it is now though, because
you're gonna die when you hear who it is.
Oh shit.
But I can't tell you till later.
Okay.
So anyway, so I heard this and I was like, what the fuck? Because I personally don't really like this person, this girl specifically. The guy I'm whatever about. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? And then I went home after hearing this gossip, and I had been talking shit in the moment when I heard the story. I went home and I was like, that was maybe shitty of me to be like, oh, what the fuck? Like, I felt like she was kind of, I in my head was like slut shaming this girl. I was like, what the fuck? Like, whatever.
Yeah.
I thought more about it and I was like, ugh. Am I a shit person? Because I was like gossiping badly. But I just don't really like this girl. So I'm like, do I have to be like, well, it's fine. Like, but she never did anything to me. I just don't really like her. Do I have to feel bad for engaging in shit talky gossip about this girl. Like I feel guilty about it now.
I think
Here's
it's
the
good
thing.
that you feel bad. We're showing some remorse.
Yeah, I'm feeling remorse. And I don't think I would have if not for this episode. I heard this yesterday.
Yeah.
So if not this being recorded today, I think I would feel differently. Or I would have just like kind of gone on with my life. But lately I've been trying really hard not to be a hypocrite. And I'm kind of like, well, I haven't done that. And I probably would never. But does that mean that I'm like being judgmental? I'm like, oh, let your freak fag fly. Like do whatever the fuck you want, sex wise, like all the
Yeah,
time.
you are.
And now all of a sudden I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, now
you
you're a
can't
slut
judge.
Yeah.
Here's the
I can't
thing.
judge.
I think there's a few parts of this that we could break down.
Yeah.
One, I think the story in itself, like I needed a little back. Like I thought that one of them had a girlfriend, one of them had a boyfriend. She fucked the boyfriend, then she fucked her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
There was really no juice besides it's just two single people.
I think the juice is just
Second-
who they are.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
just
the
what's,
juice is
what's
got
an
it.
issue where I
I'm
can't
missing
say
that, and you know,
I know
that it's
I know.
killing me right now.
I know
the second part is I think that everybody has shit talk before. People will lie and say, no, I don't shit talk. Everybody has before.
Even if you don't know it, sometimes you fall into
yeah,
the
and you fall into a
conversation.
conversation, and you're joking around, and sometimes joking around can turn into shit talk, and then you're like, I was just joking,
Yeah.
but like some of it's serious. So I think that you're fine on that front, but I also think it's good to recognize like I think everyone could find themselves slipping into like, okay, I'm being a little bit too gossipy right now. I'm being a little too judgmental, and if you recognize that, it's fine. Everybody goes through it. I think. I don't think there's a
think so,
perfect
too.
person out there that doesn't fucking gossip or shit talk. I don't want to be their friend if that's the case.
That
because
is the
they
case.
seem boring.
It just seems like
Yeah.
a lie. It just seems like a lie if you're pretending like you don't talk shit ever. But that's an example I think of when gossip turns into talking shit. Like
Yeah.
I'm gossiping to talk shit. It was definitely told to me in a way of like I'm trying to talk shit. Here's this gossip. And like with my like closest friends, I'm talking a lot of shit. Like I feel like all I do is talk shit. It's almost like an outlet.
I talk a
You know?
lot of shit with my close friends.
Right.
we
It's like
actually
an outlet,
realized we were
kind of.
sitting at dinner and we were like, we just talked shit about people for like 40 minutes. But it's
Yeah.
like in a joking way where we're actually kind of just shitting on people.
Yeah.
I could see your friend group just cracking jokes left
That's
and right.
what
Like
we
I don't
do.
think
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
do it in a
Yeah.
malicious way. Like I
No,
think
no.
you're just having a good time. Like
We're just like actually
making
trying
fun.
to make each other laugh
Yes.
and like tell jokes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
we
yeah,
realized, fuck, like we gossip a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This, I want to get Tommy Smokes in here because we're talking about gossip, and I feel
yeah.
like Tommy Smokes. There's nothing more than he loves more
To
than
gossip.
gossip
Man
in
loves
this
gossip.
office.
This man's slowly becoming like the fifth, not including Noah or including
Tommy
Noah.
Smokes must be up there for like guy in most group chats at this company.
Oh, I have.
Definitely.
I also have multiple group chats with
I was
Tommy.
saying, I think I have like
He's
3 group
he's
chats
like,
with Tommy.
He like is in like producer group chats somehow, and then he's like in content
Yeah,
group chats. Like all of our he's just in them.
and he names
That's
them all,
insane.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I appreciate.
Yeah.
because it helps
Yeah, he
separate
takes
it.
I love a
charge.
name.
Yeah, he does. He takes Tommy
He's like,
takes
I'm in the group chat, I'm
charge
taking
of the group
charge.
chat.
Yeah, honestly, that's a good point. Every
his
group chat I'm
narrative.
in with him, it's like he's kind of the one who's like,
For sure. I'm in a group chat with Tommy about eating rotisserie chicken. Like it's not even it's me, Trent, Spider, and Tommy, and it's called the Rotis Gang. And it's just we occasionally
Man, we
get
need-
rotisserie chickens and send pictures
I just
in the
That's
group
funny.
chat.
talking
It's
about
so
Tommy.
stupid.
I don't even know if we're gonna include this, but we had a group just
there it
dedicated
is.
to gossip about this. Just 4 people.
All right,
Watchmen.
Tommy.
great.
Here, you could use.
You can use this one.
Let's get you into a mic.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we were.
Jesus.
Oh my God! Always stumbling when you get. Did you get that on camera? Hopefully. So we
Probably
were.
not.
The episode
What's
is
up,
G.
Tommy?
We're talking about gossip,
is,
and
okay.
we know
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you love gossip, and we also
Me?
we just talked about how you have. How many group chats do you have?
A lot.
And you name them all.
You want me to name them all? Like we're
No,
talking-
I don't want you to name them
Oh,
all,
oh.
but like you make sure that.
Oh,
you,
I named them.
name
them
Oh
in the
yeah,
chats,
yeah,
yeah.
I literally name. It's my thing. Yeah.
and you like to
I
take
love
charge
it.
of it.
I wouldn't say I like to take charge. I think I'm necessary at getting it off the ground, and then I like to let that bird fly on its own. I'm like a mama bird, whatever, nudging it off the nest. And
Right.
then
Yeah, we
you
got
let the
what you're
baby-
saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you feel like you know?
Sloppy
It
analogy.
made sense. It made sense to us.
Do you feel like you know the most gossip out of everyone in this office?
No, I think there was maybe a point where I did. I'm honestly not as into gossip as I once was, which I know sounds crazy. I think I've just really matured a lot, and I want to
think
just
you're
focus on
focusing-
myself, my own life, and
Yeah.
not worry what others are doing. I think there was a point for sure where I was up there in terms of connectedness because I do have a lot of different.
Group chats.
Yeah, and a lot of different like pathways. Like I know producers, I know content people, I know editors, it's social media people. I have a lot of different, I'm a well-connected guy.
I'm
right?
basically the most
yeah.
popular guy in this office. Tom.
I'm like a
Tommy came to work.
mafioso. Yeah.
I say you came to work and you started networking at work. Like you never stop networking. You know, you always have to
I
keep
didn't
those
even know if it was
connections.
networking. Just sure, making connections because you never know who you're going to need on your side. Should a war break out?
Now, what's your rule on if you find out a juicy piece of gossip? What is your rule on telling people? And have you ever kept a legit secret?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah?
here's a common.
Oh, okay.
Here's
Yes,
a-
let me tell you which secret I
Here
got.
is a common misconception. I am very good at keeping secrets.
I would actually back you up on that.
You'll trust him though?
I feel like
If somebody
if I needed to, I could trust Tommy.
if somebody
think that
tells
too.
me don't tell anyone this and like they're genuinely don't tell anyone this, I will not tell a soul. And
Yeah.
I'll give someone my word. If it's a piece of gossip that I hear through someone else and it's like it's like funny, but who really gives a fuck? It's not
Yeah.
that important. Then yeah, I'll run off and tell 100 people
Right.
because it's funny and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's funny to gossip about. But if it's like a legitimate piece of like don't tell anybody this, then I'll give them my word, lock solid.
I believe you on that. I know
believe
other
you too.
people wouldn't,
Yeah.
but I feel like I believe you.
You should believe me.
I believe you big
Let's give
time.
him a big secret right now.
Well, I mean, if you do it on air, then somebody
Oh, a
else
big
can
secret.
leave.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We were
Why
going to
don't-
see. Do you have a
yeah.
Do you have a big secret you can share with us, or a big piece of gossip? You can. It can be real or fake. You can whatever you want.
Yeah, and don't tell us if it's real or fake. Just say it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll never know.
Yeah.
Let me think. I do like to start fake rumors sometimes too, like the classic Brian Fitzsimmons, Blackjack Fletcher fight
Yeah.
at the 2019 Christmas
Fran and
party.
Ben
Right.
Mintz.
Right.
Something like
right.
Greatest
Even
Where
I heard
Fran
about
and
that
Ben
when I
Mintz
wasn't
as
even working
roommates.
here yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of a. I think an employee might be leaving the company soon.
Who?
I'm not saying.
Oh.
Okay.
Interesting.
I feel like you guys have probably heard.
Oh, I know who it is. Yes, I do know who it is.
The obvious one?
All right, let's leave
Oh
us with
yeah.
that.
Is there an obvious one?
Not
No.
Tyler O'Day.
Not-
Okay.
Tyler
Okay.
O'Day.
I was like Tyler Day. That's not good news.
Are we keeping this in?
I mean, this could be real. It could
Well,
be
he hasn't
fake.
said anything.
All right. Yeah, it could be real. It could be fake. You're right.
He?
Nice.
No, Tommy.
Tommy.
I'm
oh,
a
sh-
he.
oh. I was
Okay.
like,
All right. Thank you for that information, Tommy
interesting.
Smokes.
Thank you, Tommy. Scandal.
Wow.
It does not mean
it
anything.
could mean nothing. It
Thank
could
you for
mean
that.
nothing. Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you for your time. All right, Tommy talks a lot of shit. He could use some help, and where else better than getting help than from BetterHelp? BetterHelp is a it's an online virtual. That's the same word.
Yep.
It's a customized, virtual, personalized online therapy. Did I just say all the same words?
Yeah, you're good.
No,
Keep going.
Yeah, no, but that was
think-
cool. Yeah,
I zoned out, honestly.
I'm just using synonyms. I'm just going back
Yeah.
and forth. But it's the best. You don't have to go in person and sit in a chair and spend a lot of money. It's therapy where you can do it virtually. You don't even have to turn your camera on if you don't want to. You can do text chat. You can even call, that's kind of cool. It feels like you're calling a friend. So if you are needing to talk to someone or you just feel like you need to get something off your chest, BetterHelp is there for you. And our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/hi. That's BetterHelp.com/hi.
The reason that gossip, I think, is a good topic to come up at this time. Do you guys, or did you hear about the return of Yik Yak, the gossiping
Oh, I've
app?
been yicking and yakking my ass off.
Have
It's
you since it
so
came back?
Fun.
You've
It's
been on?
So fun.
How is it? How
I've
is it
been
right now?
writing
I haven't been on it.
ridiculous shit. It's
Yeah?
so stupid, but I remember why it was so popular.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yik
People
Yak
talk
was
shit.
real bad because it came out around the same time my senior high school trip to Disney. So we were all in Disney with Yik Yak, and it was bad. Like, we got in a lot of trouble, and it pissed me off because a lot of people were writing really bad stuff about me, which was like, a lot of it was like my friends or like guy friends because they thought it was funny, like, write this stuff about me. But then other people thought I was writing stuff about them, and I wasn't. And there's
Yeah.
like no way to prove it. And I was like, why do you guys think I'm writing all this stuff about you when so many people are writing so many things about me? Like, it's annoying for me. I wouldn't do that to you. Like, I was writing funny shit, but like, it got crazy on there.
Now
Like, it
you can
was
pull up
not
all
good.
the yaks you've ever done. So if you were to get
Yeah.
I don't know if
Oh,
high
can you?
schoolers will still use it though. Like, I don't know if it's gonna pick up how we used it now. You know, like, it was huge.
That's
for
what I was
us, at
saying.
least.
When
Yeah.
I was so that was like the biggest app ever when I was a senior in college. So that's like when it
in
came out for me.
college, too?
It was 2013 is when it came
Damn.
out. Everyone got fucking obsessed with it immediately. And it was only out for like a year. Like it wasn't very long. And so it was just a rumor mill, a gossip. Everybody,
burn book.
it was so fucking
So bad.
mean, but so fucking funny. Like I don't even think I wrote anything at all because I was like too
I was
afraid.
too scared
Yeah, I was
to
like,
write
I'm
something
not.
because I didn't want anyone to write anything about me.
Same. And I was just, and that's all people would do. Like if one person's name was up, immediately someone would assume that it was written by somebody else. And then people would just start throwing like swords at each other. It was fucking insane to the point of like people were exposing like sexuality stuff. People were exposing like really intimate, like, I don't know, like some girls like abortion got exposed.
Oh my
like, shit like
God.
that, like all this stuff.
Yeah, that's how ruthless it
and it
was,
was
though.
horrible. And we were all like pretty old. Like we were too. I mean, I wouldn't say we were too old to be doing that because there was never an app like that before, so we didn't really know. But in retrospect, it was like, yeah, that shit does sound like it's for high schoolers, and everybody was just on it. And then it even went into like the real world. So if you were like it's your first year out of school or like you're like an entry level newer worker in the workplace, it would be like workplace gossip. I remember it going around like the banks, like I had a lot of
Oh
banker
my
friends at the time,
God.
and so like around Goldman Sachs there was like a Goldman Sachs yik yak, and
That's
everybody was just
fucking-
talking
oh my God.
shit. They
Imagine
would like
if
fuck
I
up
yik
people's
yaks for Barstool.
No, imagine that's what I'm saying. Like I don't want that to happen. Like I don't want that to happen.
Everyone here downloaded Yik Yak and was on it all day. It would
And, like,
be
actually
a
did it ruthlessly,
problem.
though?
It would be a
yeah,
problem.
It would be a problem.
That's exactly what it would be.
A
but-
big problem. It might
HR
spice
would-
things up in
HR
here,
would have
though.
to
It would
get
spice things
involved.
up.
HR,
Like, HR would be
we
involved.
might get a reality show out of it, though.
It might be so fun.
Honestly, yeah.
Maybe we should do it. Like now
I'm like,
I don't
actually,
know.
maybe.
It seems like a
It is a
dangerous
mess.
fucking
It's
path to
but
go
it's
because
down.
such
you
a fucking
always
mess.
know. I think why we're so standoffish with it is because you always know someone's going to come for you on it, and you
Exactly.
don't want to hear or see those things. About
You don't want to hear it. And then
yourself.
to what you were saying, you can't, or to what you were saying, Rhea, you can't tell like what's real and what's fake and who posted what and what's the deal. So people like Tommy, who so convincingly can say a fake rumor, imagine this whole place is full of like manipulative people. That's the whole point. And so we all go
don't know
on
if
and we
that's
all
the
say
whole
shit.
point,
Well, no, I mean, no, charismatic and
Yeah,
we
yes.
manipulative.
Manipulative and
maybe it's not
charismatic are
maybe not the
two
right word,
different things.
but no, persuasive. I would say persuasive.
Persuasive
people.
is a good word.
It's and so anybody can make something look or seem the way it is, and if they get enough people in on it, it becomes like a running joke, and people love to just like get each other's goats all the time to the point where like people will get mad. I think like people will be like, no, that's actually really fake. You guys can't be serious. Like you think that this is real. That's how it was in college at least,
Yeah.
and I imagine it would happen like that here.
It definitely would happen here because if there was one time that there was a rumor that somebody heard about themselves that wasn't true, and it was somebody that couldn't take a joke or whatever, oh, the roof would blow off this place.
oh my
That's
God,
what I'm
it would
saying.
be horrible.
It's crazy. It reminds me of the of like just the Barstool Reddit, but those are commenters. But at the same time, it kind of
Oh,
is because
yeah.
I don't totally believe that all those people on there are commenters. Like I believe that people are in here writing in
You
there.
think so?
100%. I've always thought that. I've always
That would
thought
be
that.
fucking crazy.
No, I've always
That would
thought
be
that.
really
You don't
insane.
think that? People
Well,
are crazy.
I don't
People-
know. I really haven't been on there in so long.
Yeah, no,
like,
it's not
I
worth going on
stopped
now, but it's-
Barstool Reddit.
oh,
It's a
Like
trash place.
A
It's
Reddit,
not-
you know, like a Reddit page where
I know
people talk
Reddit.
about
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
There's one for Barstool,
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's
I
like
would never
whatever.
look at that.
I do not look at that
I would
anymore.
never look at that.
I
It used to be a lot. I don't know how active it is now, but it used to be like
Yeah,
the
big.
breeding ground
Like,
for shit talk.
if something happened outside of the office, it would be on there.
Really?
Yeah,
like I remember,
it'd be like
I-
Gossip
I
Girl. It was
actually
like
could talk-
paparazzi style.
Oh, I could talk
Yeah.
about this now.
Yeah.
So the first time that Hank and I like made out at a bar, somebody saw it and put it on the Reddit, and then Robbie Fox saw this on the Reddit and threatened the person, was like, that's not true, you need to take that down, whatever. I didn't even know it was up there. I didn't even know Robbie did that. Robbie ended up telling me like weeks later, after like people knew that me and Hank actually did hook up. Robbie was like, oh, there was like a post about that on the Reddit, and I like
Yeah.
threatened the person to
Defended
take
it.
it down and said it wasn't true. I was like, well, thank you very much, but like
Yeah.
it was.
But that's the shit. Like I've always thought that there's people because
But they do make up a lot of stuff too.
They
Yeah,
make up
yeah.
they make up a ton of things. But there used to be pictures and stuff. I feel like they can't post pictures and stuff anymore. Like I don't
I
know.
feel like that would get taken down.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are on it, but I know that
If they could post pictures, like I feel like us out the other night,
Oh, we'd be
people
screwed.
would
I
be
mean, it'd be-
posting
forget
pictures
it.
of
No.
us. You know what I
Forget
mean?
it.
Like
We'd get
Forget
it'd
it,
get
forget it.
trapped up in like fake nude situations too.
100%.
Like, that would be
Yeah,
horrible.
no, there's nothing about it. But I do think that people like in this office, whether they're our friends, whether they're people behind the scenes, whatever, are on it, policing it. People know about it all the time. So I'm just
True.
like, I don't not think that people aren't on it. So if the company were to create a Yik Yak, I feel like people would be fucking loving it, and it would end up being like malicious. Like I don't think it would end
it
up
would be
being so
bad.
funny.
Let's all
Like,
be honest.
I think a lot of people would leave the company.
We'd all
Yeah.
spend a lot of time on there, and it would turn bad.
Yes, yes,
So let's not even
absolutely.
put that out there. We don't want a
Absolutely it
Yik
would.
Yak in this office.
No, it's so
It'd
bad.
be real bad.
No.
It's so bad. Do you think that that people just like gossiping because they're just nosy? I know that's why I like it. I'm just so nosy. I just like knowing people's business. No reason for it.
Yeah,
I just like
I-
knowing it.
I just like talking about stuff.
Right,
I'm like, all right,
that's true.
What is there to talk about?
Because a
Let's just
lot of
talk.
stuff is funny.
Yeah.
Like when you find out things, it's funny most of the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you
For sure.
like taking a story and like putting not your spin on it by changing the story, but like your spin on it by telling it, and then it's just fun to talk about and
Right.
laugh about. It's funny.
Yeah.
Do you think that thinking, or does gossip ever stop you guys from telling things about yourself to people? Like, do you stop yourself from telling people things because, like, oh, that person's a gossip, or oh, that I can't tell that person because they're going to tell everybody. Like,
It
I have
usually
to.
happens after I say it, and I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have told that person.
I do that all the time
Me
where I'm
too.
like, well, not all the time, about myself, where I'm like,
No,
why did
about
I
me,
About
give-
yourself, yeah, about yourself.
I'm like, why did I just give all that information away
that person.
to that
Yeah.
person? I have no, like, what? Why would I do
I have
that?
no idea who that person's going to tell.
But most of the time, it's not anything that's going to be damaging.
Yeah, but usually I do regret saying stuff about myself to people because I'm like, I know that's going to be
Right.
10 doors down.
For sure. Have you guys ever gotten caught gossiping? I have a couple times.
What do you mean caught?
Like caught, like you were talking about someone or sharing a secret that you weren't supposed to tell, and that person found out that you did that, or that you were talking about them behind their back.
No, here's the thing. When I
Red-handed.
tell somebody something, like say you tell me something and I tell somebody, I tell you that I told that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm like,
But are you ever worried about like
by the way, I told
about them
so-and-so.
getting in? Like, do you ever tell things, or have you ever gotten caught not letting them know, like, hey, I told that person? Like, what if I told you something like, hey, seriously, don't fucking tell anybody, and then you like accidentally or got coerced into telling Bree, and you were like, I'm not going to tell her that I told Bree as long as Bree doesn't tell anybody, and then Bree does tell somebody, and then I find out that you said it. What happens to you? What do you think? Has that happened to you?
That hasn't happened to me.
That's
To that
happened to me
extent.
before.
I got caught like red-handed, like a movie. Like
Yeah, me
she
too.
she was listening while our backs were to her, and our friend, it was my teacher. We were talking.
no.
We were on my school trip, and we were talking about how much we fucking hated her. And I was saying, I was in like we were. It was funny.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna take her neck and snap it off my knee.
Oh my God.
And I'm
Yeah,
saying,
funny.
No, it
Real
was
knee slapper.
If
You're just,
you
like,
met- if you met
exaggerating.
this lady, you would say the same thing. So she's standing behind us just with her arms crossed, and my friend's in front of us cracking up, and I'm thinking she's laughing at what we're saying, but she couldn't get the words out that like their teacher was standing right behind us. We got caught red-handed, and we got locked in the like little cabin thing.
Ah, you deserve that.
Yeah,
That sucks.
But you know what?
it was funny.
The teacher should expect that you're going to talk shit about her.
Yeah, she talked shit about us.
Oh my God, she's going home every night complaining
Yeah.
to her
Yeah.
non-husband.
Yeah, no husband.
Sometimes you gotta talk shit. I am in college. I was talking shit about my like friend and roommate. I don't even know if she remembers this, but we were drunk when she found out. I don't even know what I was saying. I maybe it was like, oh, she's on my nerves, or she's being so annoying, or something, and she figured it out. and I think it was that she had heard it like she heard me saying it. Like it wasn't like she heard it through somebody. She like heard me talking shit and was like, what? And I felt like the biggest bitch. I've never felt worse. I was like, fuck, yes, like you were annoying, but damn it, I didn't want you to hear that. Like I didn't want to hurt your feelings. I just wanted to like vent about it. I felt so bad. I had to apologize so many times, and she just like kept bringing it up. And then I kind of turned it into a joke, being like, I'm sorry, like I'm just an asshole. Like I shouldn't have done it. Like we got to move on. Like it's just, I really shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have been talking shit about you. And then it turned into like you talked shit about me to my face that one time, and then it just kind of went on like that for a long time. I was like, fuck, okay, I guess I deserve this, but like when does that stop? You know? Like when are you gonna?
All right,
how long?
we get it. I
Yeah, how
talked
long are you
shit-
gonna
you
hold it over
probably
my
talked
head?
shit about
That's
me
what I'm
too.
saying. Like you just didn't get caught. So like
Yeah,
what do you want me to
exactly.
do? I've also had that happen in my adult life too. Like kind of recently, I had a situation where somebody told me something that was like supposed to be kept in confidence, but I didn't think it was like that much of a secret. And then a friend of mine was like asking about it, and I just was like, oh yeah, this is what happened. Not a big deal. It got back to the original person, and they like lost their fucking minds on me, like so mad. And I still don't totally understand like what the anger is all about, but I don't know how that hasn't happened to me. I haven't had to like call people out for talking shit behind my back before, like that. So I don't know how I would react in the situation.
And don't you almost feel like you wouldn't be like that mad?
I don't think I would. I'd be like, hey, what the fuck? And then I think I'd be like,
Yeah, unless
whatever.
it was
Yeah,
something
right.
like they were saying mean shit.
Do you
Right,
guys
right.
assume, because this is something I battle with, where like
Yeah.
sometimes I assume, I'm like, of course people are talking about me, bad and good. Everybody is. And then it'll hit me and I'll be like, holy fuck. I've just been living my life like nobody's talking about me, but people are. Like,
That's-
you know what I mean? Like, you just have to come to
Yeah.
the moment where you're like, people are going to talk about you, but sometimes it just hits you out of nowhere. You're like, wait a second, I'm not going unscathed here. People
Yes.
are talking about
Yeah,
me.
because think about how much we talk about people.
Right, it's like
We're the
there's-
subject of
Yes.
another
definitely
conversation.
people are talking about it.
Yeah.
Almost like my entire life I spend being like, oh, there's nothing for anybody to talk shit about me about. Like they're not talking about me.
there's
Like whatever, it
plenty
doesn't
to say
matter.
about me.
And then I'll be sitting in my bed at 2 a.m. and I'll be like, everyone fucking hates me.
Right,
like
'cause you're
everyone's talking
you're like,
shit.
why would they
Everyone
talk shit
hates
about
me.
that? But also, like, why wouldn't they
Why
talk
wouldn't
shit
they
about
talk shit
that?
about that? Yeah.
Yeah, why
why
did I
not?
talk about this last week? Someone's talking about what I did.
Yeah,
I
like,
don't give
wouldn't
a
you
fuck.
talk shit about it? Like,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it were somebody else, I would probably talk shit about it.
Honestly-
if it's me, does that make it any different? No.
If I deserve to be talked shit about, talk shit about me. Like, straight up. If you
Yeah, like,
hear something
whatever.
Yeah,
about
if it's
me,
warranted, talk shit.
if you hear
Yeah.
something about me, you're like,
questionable.
questionable.
Mm-hmm.
Say it behind my back and to my face. That's also another thing where it's like, if I hear something about somebody and I have like a take on it, I will also say it to that person's face.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Because I want to make sure that if it ever gets back to that person that I had that reaction, that I would just give them
If
the
it's
same
someone
reaction.
I care
Yeah.
about finding,
Yeah.
that, like
right,
they,
right,
them
right.
knowing.
Otherwise,
right.
Yeah, then I'll just talk.
No, I feel that way too about the just reacting to people's faces. I feel like most oftentimes I'll react the same way to someone's face as I do behind their back and have no problem with it. I think sometimes if it's like a sensitive person or someone you think can't like handle a little like too much brutal honesty, I'm always like I feel sometimes too honest or too blunt in my delivery.
Just too straightforward.
Not everybody likes it, you know, and it's kind of like and so sometimes I curb the way that I'll just be careful about how I relay things. So if somebody hears it in like the blunt version whereas my like nicely packaged version, I don't really like that either.
we would love to just be like, yeah, fuck, who cares? People have feelings, so we need
Right,
to
I
look
know.
out
Yeah,
for
you
those.
can't
know.
just be an asshole to people.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can't just be
exactly.
assholes. Let's look out for people's feelings as well.
We should look out for people's feelings. Did you guys? We can't finish any of the gossip episode without at least talking once about Gossip Girl, the show. Have you guys both watched it?
One of the best shows ever.
Brianna.
Brie.
For some reason, I feel like I knew
Gossip
that
Girl.
actually. Are you?
I tried
what?
to watch it and I was like, this is horrible.
the original. The
Yeah,
original, right?
The original, yeah.
And you thought it was horrible? Not
And
even
I
good
tried
in
to
a
watch the
cheese
new
way.
one too. I like the new one's like first 2 episodes, and then I was like, this is just
The
horrible.
new one is like the biggest piece of garbage I've ever seen, but I can't stop
I hate
watching
Gossip
it.
Girl. And I actually
It's
look at
so
people
bad.
who love it differently. So
Damn.
Well, I look at people
love
who hate
Gossip
it
Girl.
differently,
I
so
know.
at least we're on the same page.
I know.
What the fuck?
I hate it.
Whatever.
I feel like you got to give it a real chance. I feel like you didn't give it a real chance.
Just one of those shows where I just don't like. It's like one of those hot ones where I'm just like not getting it.
You just missed it.
Yeah.
Gossip
get
Girl
it.
was the hottest fucking show
Hated it.
that you could ever
Because
watch.
I hate that fucking ugly fuck that everyone says is so hot, and it pisses me off.
Penn
I'm like,
Badgley?
One. No, I
The
bet you mean
fucking
Chuck Bass.
Chuck
Bass.
Bass.
Oh,
yeah.
Chuck Bass. I was
Chuck
gonna
Bass.
say,
I see all
love
these
Chuck Bass.
memes about him. I'm like, what are you talking
That's what you don't
about?
understand
Here's the
because you
thing.
haven't watched the
Because
show.
you haven't watched the show. If you watch the show, and I'm with you, if you just see him, you're like, ugh. You watch the show, you will want to fuck Chuck Bass with all of your being. Like,
his, like-
it's everything about him. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Just. You're not gonna watch it, so there's no use to even telling you
Doesn't
this.
matter.
But
It's his
he's one of the most.
personality.
He's one of the most fuckable characters.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's his personality.
Really?
It's
Yes.
his confidence. It's everything. He's got a lot of money.
Oh
he's
my
powerful.
God. I have,
And
like,
you don't
chills in my
think
body.
about.
Oh my
You don't think
God.
about the fact that he's like in
Stop
high
it.
school.
He's
Like you
like
forget that he's like
one of-
18, and
yeah.
you're like, oh, like he's 18 years old and he's out here making power plays
Chuck
in the
Bass
real
is-
estate world, and you're like, what? Chuck Bass could just get a plane for me to go to France if I want to,
And he's just
like it's
fucking
just-
bitches doing
Yeah.
coke and not that I
Yeah,
like
he's-
that. But
Brianna loves that.
I don't like that at all.
He's like
but
drugs and drinking, and he's
He's a
dark
bad boy.
and he's disturbed and he needs help. He needs
does
to be
need help.
fixed. Like he's just
needs
God,
our
it sounds
help.
like a
Yeah,
he needs our
nightmare
help.
to me. Yeah.
He's just
No,
ridiculous.
no, he's
Also-
a nightmare as a human in real
Yeah.
life, but as a somebody to fantasize about, he's one of
Yeah.
the most fuckable characters.
Okay.
Also, in real life, Ed Westwick, the actor that plays him, is British. So
Oh.
gives him a little extra little accent.
All right.
I'm sad for you that you don't like Gossip Girl. I wish that you would change your mind, but I understand that you might not.
Just one of those shows. Like
I think
Friends.
Gossip Girl is like a one of those shows that was like I remember coming from school and watching. I think America's Next Top Model was on first, and then Gossip Girl, new episodes like every Wednesday or
Yes.
something, and it was just like primetime TV. Like I was like, this is
Oh, you guys
the
watch
shit.
it on TV?
I know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
watched it after.
I watched it on TV.
But I
some
do know
old, yeah.
because my sister used to watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it was figuring out what Serena was up to every single week was like, what are these people doing? It was one of those things where if you didn't care about New York before, or you didn't really do whatever about it, you like fell in love with New York. You thought it was so romantic. It was also really unrealistic in the way of like, you can't get from the Upper East Side to Brooklyn in 15 minutes. It takes like 3 hours. Like it's just.
And they also were a bunch of high school kids going to the fanciest
Going to
bars.
Butter.
and
Did you guys go to Butter
That's
recently?
like the new
We
one.
did go to Butter.
Butter was
We
like
did, yeah.
Butter was
Just
like the
us two,
spot.
like
Yeah, we
fucking
did.
freaks.
We did. We
That's
were
where all the
freaked
cool,
out.
It was fun though.
It was fun. We were
all the
freaks,
cool
though.
like birthday parties on Gossip Girl were at Butter. Specifically, Blair Waldorf's was like
Oh.
at Butter.
So we've been there. No big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no big deal.
No biggie.
Basically,
cool
we are the
spot.
Gossip Girls.
No big deal.
It's a cool spot.
But you know how you said earlier, you were like, I wouldn't really judge anyone for anything now. Imagine hearing the gossip we know now when we were like 15. Like, oh, so-and-so had a foursome on a yacht. We would lose our fucking minds. But
I'd
now
rip
it's
them
just
apart.
like, oh, it's like whatever.
I used to, oh my God, the things that I would hear and I'd be so like, in seventh
Changes in age, yeah.
You know, it changes. In 7th grade, when we had our first nude scandal in our school.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, my God, the nude scandals.
We ripped
Nudes
this
were
girl
horrible.
to shreds.
Same.
Like we were like,
I feel bad.
how the fuck would you say that's disgusting? We also, Catholic school, we were like, that's
True.
disgraceful, that's disgusting. And it was also because it was with somebody else's boyfriend. So like that's what made it even worse. And I remember telling
so
my
juicy,
sister,
my God.
I know, and I remember telling my sister, I was like, who would send naked pictures of themselves like that? And my sister was like, yeah, I don't know. Because my sister was in high school. And just this shit I would hear, like freshman year, this girl, we went to the movies and this girl got fingered at the movies.
I
and
think fingering
oh
was
my God.
crazy.
I was like, she got fingered at the movie theaters. Meanwhile, the next year I was having sex. Like there was
Yeah.
no in between.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like,
Yeah,
you
no.
hate fingering and then you're banging within
It's
the next
crazy.
year.
Yeah.
It goes real quick.
We always had the rumors of the girl who there was 2 girls in my high school. One who like didn't want to lose her virginity, so she only had anal sex. And they had
Yes.
sex in the
Oh my-
woods.
that's
Oh,
stupid.
It's like everybody's had anal sex in the woods.
Everybody had that.
Everyone's had anal sex in the
queen.
anal queen. And then another girl, same thing. Like she was also an anal queen, but they did have sex, and the one guy was like still dating her because she like also let him have anal. And it was always the thing
Oh
like
my
she
God.
lets him have anal, and I was like, fuck off about that. Lets him have anal. Disgusting. But at the time, I was like, these people are gross. Like, how dare they? Meanwhile, I'm like, well,
Can I tell you guys? This is like a
This is a
rumor.
dirty little secret.
This is a rumor that
remember the one around about you? I gotta hear it.
it's like,
debunk it.
but like
Debunk the
people are gonna
rumor.
be like, "Oh, Rhea just said this rumor because she wants people to know this," but like it is something that actually happened. It was like a very small thing, but like somehow I don't know how it came up in conversation with like my parents.
Oh my fucking
I
God!
don't-
You got to get your parents out of this
no,
stuff.
No,
Rhea.
I know, but it was like I don't even know, but
They know too much.
it was like we were at a party and we were in the other room. We were fighting, but people were saying that I was blowing him, and it was like Rhea, like just. I can't even say it. Never mind.
No,
Let's,
you have
no,
to.
no. It's not even that good of a. It's not even a rumor.
Well, we want to know now.
I said people
It's
were
like-
just they,
no,
they
they were
thought
like-
you were giving a blowjob. You were really having a fight with your boyfriend.
Yeah, but
that's
they were
it.
like Rhea always swallows. Like that was like a thing. That, like, it was like. And
You've said this
I've
before.
said this before, and
Yeah.
I remember vividly, like at my locker, one of my guy friends being like, "I heard you always swallow," but like I had a boyfriend at the time too, so it was like this boyfriend of mine just I don't know,
Telling
whatever,
everyone
whatever.
everything.
Who's out there bragging? Also, too, like that's the dumbest.
It's
brag
not
ever.
even like a
that's
ru-
not even a cool. Like, it's,
But in
that's
high
like,
school, like
in high
a
school,
girl
yeah,
like
in high
always
school.
swallows, you're like, oh.
But did you ever know a single girl that spit? I just want to say
yeah,
that. Like,
I've never met a
known
bitch that
single-
Especially the first time you're
never.
sucking a dick, you're like, I have to swallow
Right.
this
That already
shit.
ingrained. You know what? You know what? Is this one of those things where guys are like, oh, I have blue balls, like you have to finish me off? Is this thing like, oh, they shamed us into swallowing their cum all the
think so.
time?
I
But
think
where
so.
would you spit it? Back on the
Great
dick?
question. I might spit it right on your
Yeah, well,
stomach.
that-
Just
yeah.
like you come on my stomach.
I'm gonna
Right on your stomach.
Okay, you know what? We're doing back and forth.
I
now.
am woke about this.
right on your
Now
nipples.
it just
I'm gonna
wants
spit in your
Get
cum.
cum
I'm
into the face.
Right in
Oh
your
my God.
eyelashes.
Next time
right in your eyelashes. That's what I'm going to
hook up
spit your
with
cum.
Well, why don't you just
somebody,
redirect
I'm
the dick
gonna
up?
say, let me spit your cum back on your nipples.
Oh, God.
It has to happen. It has to happen. All right, you're going nipples. I was originally going stomach, but now I'm going eyelashes.
No, because you know if a
It's
guy
like
comes on your
reparations.
tits, you're
Yeah,
like,
of course.
oh.
That's some. Yes,
I'm
I'm just
Yes.
redirecting it, and I'm shooting it up at his face.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Just take control of the situation.
Yeah.
Damn.
God damn it.
That got lost for me for a second there.
Oof.
I'm now just picturing me
We've
spitting
been-
on
we've been-
guys' nipples.
We've been
God.
shamed. We've been sex shamed.
What if? Oh
We've been
wait, I'm
prude
sorry,
shamed.
sorry.
Prude shamed.
This
What,
is just
what,
getting real crazy in the head.
Yeah.
What if you put the cum in your mouth and then you spit it into their mouth so they have to
That's
swallow
like a
it?
thing, though. That's a thing. People like that.
Yeah, people like that. I've
Yeah,
never
that's
done
not
that.
that crazy.
Oh, you looked at me like
I mean, no.
That was like-
That's like a thing people
taking
like.
swallowing a guy's cum and spitting it back in his mouth is something people do.
That's like a
didn't know
porn
that.
thing.
That's the scene from what's it called?
Succession.
Succession. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like a porn thing. Also, that's like that.
I
is not
just
so
thought
crazy.
I thought of something
No.
so
No, no, no.
groundbreaking.
I kind of thought you did.
What's
too.
funny-
I was like, yeah, that's gross.
That's gross, but
No,
could
no,
be
no.
like hot in the moment.
I think it's more. Yeah, you have to think about if you're wanting to like make a mess. Like here we are. Like today we
No,
want
it's
to make
about
a
if
mess.
the guy wants to swallow his own cum.
Also that, but I think it's also like a power thing. Like it could be like a power thing. Like, oh, like I'm similar to what we were saying, but to the extreme,
Of
which is
spitting
just
it in his mouth.
I'm
spitting
gonna
it in his mouth.
spit your cum back in your mouth.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
have- they
Bitch.
can't just say the guy.
Your thing,
say
it
yes.
definitely makes sense.
I think he'd probably be like, oh, yeah, I'm done.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
thanks.
I'm
all
straight.
set.
I'm straight. You
I'm
can
all
swallow
set.
that all you want,
No, I'm
baby.
spitting in eyelashes. I've already decided because I need reparations. People they spit it in my eyelashes, and it's like cement. That's I always
Yeah.
say that about blowjobs specifically. You come in your eyelashes, you know.
All right, let's get into the voicemails.
All right, before we get into voicemails, I need to talk to you guys about some other audio entertainment that we can listen to, and it is the new app Dipsy. And it's you can just log on and listen to some sexy stories, ladies. If you
Okay.
are
I'm into it.
If you're kind of hanging out and you're thinking like, wow, I wish that I could just maybe have like an audiobook version of like a sexy novel in this time. Like I just want to feel hot. I don't want to necessarily watch like porn. I just want to listen to some scenario of maybe like, oh, it's my friend down the street that I wanted to hook up with all this time. We finally get together and it's like the build up to it and whatever. It makes sense. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about. We
yeah.
all make up these stories in our
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
You can download Dipsy and it can give you an example just like that. Completely, all the entire scenario is that. You can listen to it. And if you go to dipsystories.com/hi, you can get a free 30-day trial. Just listen to a couple of sexy stories. They'll get you going in the day. Maybe you just want to spend a little time alone, whatever you want. Dipsy has got you covered. So download it and then go to dipsystories.com/hi for the free 30-day trial. All right, let us get into the voicemails. Gossip. Thank you all for calling in. A lot of gossip in the things. People wanting to spread gossip. There are
Oh, I like
a lot of
that.
long stories. I couldn't, with people that I don't know. But thank you to everybody who called in and told all of your gossip stories. They'll live with me forever, and I appreciate it. Let's start out with spreading gossip. Noah, please.
Hi, ladies. This is Nicole calling from Boston, Massachusetts. Love the pod. I feel like you're supposed to say that, but I actually really do. And I love you girls so much. I am calling about gossip. So my biggest issue that I'm having around gossip, like, do people really think when they tell you something that that's not going anywhere? Like, when you tell me a secret and you say to me, but don't tell anyone, but I've already texted my best friend saying what I think it's going to be, and my mom and my sister. So we're already up to 4. So it's really just like shame on you, honestly. Like, I feel bad if you think that I'm not going to tell my best friend, my mom, and my sister. For example, too, this is just like how crazy gossip can be. On Thursday, I found out through my friend's mom, who works with another one of our friends' moms-in-laws, that she hates the daughter-in-law. So, like, we're out here creating family drama because people just can't shut the fuck up, and I'm one of those included. So, yeah, anyway, I don't know. Just don't tell me your secrets if you don't want them going anywhere. So, yeah, that's gossip. Bye, ladies. Love ya.
I think this kind of goes along with what we were saying before. Like, do we get upset or do we think that if like you tell me something and I tell my friend who like doesn't really know you, but it's just juicy gossip, like,
I have my
know.
select few that I tell everything.
yeah,
Same. And here's the thing: if my good friend tells me don't tell anybody, I'm not telling anybody.
No, if it's
Yeah.
one of my
Like-
select few, not telling. But if it's someone else telling me, I'm telling like my
The-
best friend,
the
my
select
boyfriend.
few.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
The line of like, or what do you guys think the line is of not telling your own friends? Like, say, I keep using the example, like, say you tell me something and I call up my best friend from college and I tell her, who doesn't know you at all. Would you be like annoyed by that? Or like my mom? Even though I wouldn't tell my mom anything.
you just can't tell anybody that it's gonna affect
Yes.
me. So
That's-
it's like
that's
if
how I
you're
feel
telling
too.
your college best friend about my life, I don't give a fuck because she has nothing to do with my life and will
Yes.
never be intertwined. It's like if you tell somebody something and you don't want the people directly around you to know,
Mm-hmm.
then it's an issue. Otherwise, I don't see an issue in that.
I feel the exact same way. And I think that's kind of I think this girl's right. People should be aware of that. They should be self-aware
Right.
of like, hey,
Everyone
when you
has
say
their
don't tell
person,
anybody,
yeah.
you
Everyone
mean, like,
has their-
don't tell anyone that it
would be a
affect.
problem.
Yeah, it would affect
Yeah,
be a
yeah.
problem. Like use the self-awareness to
Yes.
know like not
And
to
the people
fucking-
I always tell I can
Don't be
trust.
stupid.
Like you cannot fucking tell
Right.
anyone.
Yes.
And usually if I tell somebody something, I have a secret on them.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, true.
Yeah,
Mutually-
I got to know that we're even here.
What's that show we were saying a while ago? Mutually shared
Destruction.
Mutually
Yeah.
shared destruction. Like,
Yeah.
you know some shit, I know some shit. Let's both keep our mouths shut.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, let's go to healthy gossip.
Hey y'all, just calling to talk about gossip and the letter G. And I feel very passionately about this because I think that gossip, to a point, I think it's a little healthy. Maybe call me toxic. I don't care. But I feel like, if you don't gossip with your friends, you're lying. I don't trust you. I won't believe a word that you say because we all do it. I just really think that if you say you don't gossip, it's a little bit of pick-me energy to me, and I'm probably not going to hang out with that person. Just my thoughts on gossiping. I absolutely love the pod. I hope y'all have the best week ever. Thanks so much.
Hard agree.
I agree as well. Is it healthy to gossip? I think.
I don't know about that.
I kind of think yes. I'm like,
I
yeah.
probably couldn't live without it.
It's good to know
Same.
shit.
It is.
It's
you
good to
know,
know
Be
shit.
self-aware and aware of
Yes.
everyone around
Yeah.
you.
Right.
I also think it's kind of like we've been saying it this whole time. It's kind of like a venting thing. It's like I need
Yeah.
to get some shit
Yeah.
off my
And
chest.
It's not
like-
always negative.
Yeah.
Imagine you never gossiped. How would you get things off your chest?
Yeah, where would it go?
Exactly. And like how she said the pick me energy when people say I don't gossip, that's like when girls say, well, I only hang out with guys. Like I don't like
Oh,
girls.
God,
It's the same
I know.
energy.
Right.
By
Yeah.
saying you don't gossip. Yes, you do.
Yes,
Shut
you
up.
do. Come on, we know you do.
Yeah, you're a liar.
Right. Don't be stupid. All right. And lastly, gossip follow-up.
Hello, ladies. So I am calling about gossip. You may remember me from last season, episode E, where I told my ex to go fuck himself. That still stands true.
Shout out.
So my gossip is actually about my ex. I found out from mutual friends that 2 weeks after he had tried to get back together with me for this last time, that he got a girl pregnant off of Tinder, and his parents forced him to marry her.
What?
I personally love that because I just feel like that's karma. And I, for one, am so glad that I am not pregnant with his devil spawn child. And, so I learned that and just figured I had to share with the ones, who I called originally about him with. So take that for how you will. So love you ladies. And as always, fuck my ex.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I mean,
Fuck that girl's ass.
Fuck that guy.
You know
This-
what? I just like the little gossip that we got.
no,
I know.
I loved that the most. I think
Tinder
that
girl pregnant?
there is
Marriage?
nothing better
Yikes.
than like vindicating gossip. Like gossip that somebody goes out of their way to be like, oh my God, like you're going to love this. This is what happened to like the person that did you wrong or the person that you hate or the
That's
person
the
that you
best.
want, you wish karma is like coming for. I've got gossip about them and you're going to love it. And that's the kind of shit that this girl got to hear.
Love it. That's the best kind. Not
It really
the
is.
not the I got gossip and you're gonna be really upset.
Yeah.
That
that's the
one's
worst
gossip
kind.
and you're
one's
gonna
good
love
one.
it. Yeah.
This one's good.
This one's the greatest.
Heartwarming,
So
really.
congratulations to this girl for getting the best kind of gossip. I think that
I want some of that. I want some gossip, good gossip. Don't you guys want to hear something
Yes. I wanna
hear
bad
something-
about someone you hate?
yes, that's honestly.
I don't even hate
it's
anybody
just
right
so
now,
nice.
though. That's the problem.
I know. I don't have too
I
many
gotta
people
find
I
somebody
hate.
to hate quickly.
I feel like I always have people I hate, kind of in the floating in the wings. You know, there's
Yeah.
always somebody
Maybe that I don't
wanna-
remember of, but if I heard something, I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
True. True.
You can always hold a little hate. There's always room for hate. All right, that about wraps it up. Thank you, as always, for everybody calling in for the voicemails. If you want to call for next time, it is 551-258-3436.
We're having a good